today. She'll try to stay around that time, but today we are going 1:30 p.m. Central because guess what? Got stuff going on. A lot of stuff going on. Hope you are doing well. Let me share this here with the boys. Yeah, we're finishing up this giant lower level construction in our house right now. So that's got some stuff going on here today. Got some things being delivered. And then, which you've probably seen on social media, we have like a lot of extra cool stuff, things that are not going in the new gym, some outdoor furniture, some other things. So I've been selling that. If you follow me on Facebook or Instagram, for friends on Facebook or Instagram, facebook.com/David Garland or Instagram at David Siteman Garland. You can see that I've been doing this mega sale for the last few days. So that's been chaotic, fun, chaotic, meaning people come and picking up stuff, selling a lot of Rogue fitness equipment. And also we have, still have we have a weight rack, like one set of 10-pound weights and a couple other small things left on the fitness front. Everything else is sold, which is a lot of stuff. And then some outdoor furniture, a couple other things. Anyway, point being, it's been, chaos, dealing with all that kind of stuff. And pool parties this weekend with the kids. At the same time, people coming to pick up things, and it was raining. So a lot going on. Let me see here. I'm going to share this to, where am I going here? To a messenger. There we go. We'll send this in messenger to the fellas. And then let me see here. Where else do I want to share? I'll share on my story as well. I don't know what I just clicked on. Whoops. I'm not sure what I just did. Let's figure that out here in a second. But say hi. Come on in. Get ready for the show. Episode number, whatever we are. We are episode number. Whoa, what happened here? Did I freeze? Never seen this happen before. That's interesting. The live studio is slightly frozen. I've never seen this before, but we're just going to roll with it. If you guys can see me, give me a shout. I see Mr. Drew Rogers. I see Derek. I see. All right, cool. So that means it's working. I don't know what's going on with it. It like froze. Weird. I've never seen that happen before, but I guess we're still live. So we're just going to go with it. We're just going to go with it. That's the way it's going to be. Let's get at it. This is not going to be a giant show here today, but if you have any comments, topics, or things that you want me to go over with you, let me know. We'll get to them. But we are going to get rolling here in a second. Just get my notes up here. And be interested to hear if anyone's on here about Mytrle Beach. How'd it go? Small conference tournament of the year. So, all right, first of all, let's get at it. So this is Siteman Softball Podcast episode number 83. I'm your host, David Siteman Garland. Welcome. Glad to have you here. Reminders as we get started. Big thank you to Siteman Cancer Center for their sponsorship. At Siteman Softball on Instagram. Also, David Siteman Garland on Instagram. Siteman Softball Nation on Facebook. And SitemanSoftball.com, where you can find the podcast and all that kind of cool stuff. And also a big thank you to our friends at U.S. Bank Private Wealth Management. Our professionals have the experience and insight to value as a partner. Will help you work towards your financial goals with creative, customized strategies and expert advice every step of the way. Visit us at usbank/private wealth. usbank.com/private wealth. Equal housing lender, FDIC. All right. Yeah, so Drew Rogers is saying I'm not frozen, which is good. So I use something called Restream, which is a really cool piece of software for podcasts. And never has any trouble, but for some reason, Restream... Oh, nope, I'm good now. All right, Restream unfroze itself. We're good. All right, good. But it was just on my end. On your end, you guys could see everything, hear everything, whatever. So all good. So I want to start today... chit-chat a little bit about Mytrle Beach. Now, I wasn't at Mytrle Beach, but I watched some of the live streams. So I want to hear if you were at Mytrle Beach, what your experience was like there. Couple of interesting fun facts about the Mytrle Beach tournament. Number one was it was 325 fences all around, but they used a new ball. And it was supposed to be between like a Pro-Am and a stadium. Now, I don't know why we need something more than a Pro-Am for 325 fields, but I'd be interested to know what those balls were like to anyone that played in Myrtle Beach. From what I've read, they were flying. They were flying in Myrtle Beach. So very interesting. And, this is the first tournament of the year that I'm going to call. Well, Vegas wasn't giant, but you had the giant Hall of Fame duel. You had the giant Texas Legends duel. And then Myrtle Beach was a much smaller tournament. So very, very different tournament. But also featured 3 out of the 4 major teams in it, right? And a lot of AA teams. So there was a lot going on. And I realized that I misspelled Myrtle Beach here in the description of this, which is funny. Mytrle Beach. That's my new beach, I guess, that we're going to hang out with. So Rismondo wins it. I don't think anyone's playing better than Rismondo right now. They're putting up runs and stats like you wouldn't believe. Rismondo wins it. I wouldn't call that a giant surprise. They've been playing unbelievable. So Rismondo takes it. The crazy game of the tournament, though, was one of the first games of the tournament, if not the first game. One of the first games, which was Rismondo taking on a D team. Okay. And Rismondo having to pull off a walk-off, I believe, in the bottom of the 7th, Travis Clark, to win the game by 1 run over a D team. Okay. Now, first of all, kudos to that team. I believe they're called FYL or something like that. I'm assuming it's like Baseball for Life or something. I don't know what it is. Blood Brothers for Life. I don't know. But they came in there. Incredible job. And I think my point of this is not to talk about Rismondo or even specifically that D team. Kudos to that D team for coming in there and having a great game. But I think there's a way bigger point here, a more important point, and that is if you are a C team or D team or non-conference B team or whatever you are, right? Why not give it a shot if you could get into a conference event near your area, right? I think this is the lesson. Now, it's a chance that you're going to lose 507-4. Sure. Of course there is, right? That's very likely, right? However, look at the example of things like crazy stuff that can happen. This D team now, there's going to be a couple of probably interesting effects from this, right? Number one, they now come into the season and people are like, oh my God, this team gave Rismondo a game or whatever it is. There's going to be a lot of clout and hype around that team and a lot of promotion of that D team. A lot of people paying attention to it, and that's good for them. And it has to be huge for their confidence. Obviously, you want to win every game that you play always, right? But if you're going to run into a problem, let it be that you're a D team losing by 1 run to Rismondo Friday night in a conference event with bat testing and everything, right? So number one, it raises their clout big time. Number two, also might get some of those players on the radar of conference teams. You never know. I'm not saying those guys even want to play conference, but that's going to be on the radar of these conference teams now because of that. Hang on, guys. I got 1 second. Someone at my door. Stay here. Don't stay tuned. This is why we do it live at weird times, okay? 1 second. All right, we're back. Got some delivery actually, doing a theater in our house, and this is our seating is coming today, and there's all kinds of stuff going on. Anyway, not the point. Scott Patterson very well said, now everyone's going to shit their pants when they play that D team. Yeah, that's going to be a great thing for that team. And you know what? I got to give 100% credit team for saying, F it, we're going to go into the tournament. We're probably going to play Rismondo or another major team. We're going to do it. We don't care. And that attitude I'd love to see from more teams. Do you know what I mean? But Myrtle Beach, Derek is saying S&E beat MPT. That surprised me a little bit. Yeah, I mean, S&E's been playing very well. And MPT has not found their stride yet. Way too much talent to not find that stride. They will, right? But S&E played very, very well in that tournament. I'd be interested to hear about what you guys think. Monsta now brought in Eric Lehman to pitch. This was his first tournament. I saw that he hit very well on the stats online, but, there's some changes in that thing going on, and, Myrtle Beach. So that one wrapped up. Rismondo takes it. S&E with a very good tournament with our good friend Joel Sanchez. They finish in second place. So looking ahead now, we're going to do the 1 week too early Nashville preview. The 1 week too early Nashville preview. By the time we get to the show next week, we will have the schedule, Lord willing, right, of Nashville. But we are just getting started with that right now. Now, Nashville is going to be a monstrosity. There are a lot of teams in Nashville. As of right now, there are 30 men's teams signed up for Nashville. 30. And as I go here, hang on, let me see who's coming real quick. I've looked at this multiple times. And out of 30 teams, 29 of those teams are Conference USSSA teams. 29 out of 30 are Conference USSSA teams. Now, there's one local team. Well, I guess they're not that local. Yeah, I guess they have to be local-ish. Legacy Sports look like to be a local B team. So congratulations to them putting their hat in the ring. Seriously, just that is a nice thing here coming into like a very loaded tournament. We also see, so here's the breakdown. We've got all 4 major teams. We've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 AA teams. Let me do that one more time. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 AA teams. So we've got Chick-fil-A, we got Classic Glass, we got JBL, we've got Nitro Circus, RoofX, S&E, Smash It, Sports Reach, West Point. The only team I don't see on there that is a AA team that I know of is the Seminoles, right? So that's 9 out of 10 AA teams. Let me double check that. Make sure my math is okay here. Yes. Seminoles, the only AA team that are not signed up for Nashville. Then you got your TBD teams, Dirty Vegas, Epic, LSR, TaylorMade, the famous TBDs. Now, I'm curious, for those of you that are either on those teams or run those teams, I know you guys are watching the show, what's the goal? What divisions are you guys between? I'd assume, for example, Dirty Vegas, I believe, is between A and AA. Let me know just curious about where you guys are falling and where you're hoping to fall, right? Kind of interesting stuff. So you got the 4 TBD teams. Last year, Chicago was kind of the end of the TBD. So I think we're getting close to that. So I guess these teams are going to be classified soon, I'm assuming. Making a big assumption, right? But you got the 4 TBD teams that will be in the house in Nashville. Then you've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Let me count them again. 7 A teams: Aristotle, Cheap Suits, the Nats. And the Nats, I thought, started the year at B, so now they're A. Okay. I think they picked up a couple guys, might have put them over the threshold for B. So Nats and A. Prime Time. Your favorite team, Siteman, Pure and True. Okay, so those are your 7 A teams coming in here to Nashville. And then you've got 5 Conference B teams. Beachy Construction, who had a very good first tournament in Texas. Cornerstone, Platinum Fire, Frickers, who won a couple games in Myrtle Beach, and Vivid Kill Bombers. Interesting, of those 5 B teams, Platinum Fire, this is their first conference event of the season. So they will get the dubious honor of being the second second lowest team ranked in the seeding, right? So the local team, Legacy Sports, they'll be the last seed. And then Platinum Fire, because they don't have any points yet, Conference B team, they will be the second to last seed. And then it goes from there. But it's going to be an interesting breakdown for this tournament. A lot of teams. Interesting to see how it all plays out. Now, I saw a rumor, and I'm hoping this is not true. Let me just preface this, that the men's teams are going to be playing basically on a baseball field. Like there's 3 baseball fields or something like that. You know, I got to tell you, if there's a baseball field or a stadium field, you know we're going to be on it. That's a fact. But I heard that. I don't know if there's truth or not truth to that. But I've heard that, again, this is a new tournament. So I'm not sure 100% what to expect for the boys. But that's the rumors in Nashville. So, you know, soon I'll do our favorite, you know, it's really easy to figure out who you're going to play now, because in a 30-team tournament, they need to get rid of, to get to 16, they got to get rid of 14 teams. So there'll just be a couple buys in the 30. And then everyone else will play a first-round game. So that'll be very interesting to see how that all plays out. So as of now, with a 30-team tournament, you're going to have, conference in. Why can't conference? There we go. Conference mytrle.com. Let's go to the standings. So Resmondo and looks like MPT Rentals will both have a bye in this tournament. And then from there, it'll be seeded like 3 versus 30, 4 versus 29, whatever it is. Let me see if I got that right. Yeah, somewhere around there. Pretty close. There'll be a couple buys. But as I mentioned before, I will not be in Nashville. However, I will be doing my very best to follow it online. So I'll try to give updates maybe more frequently than I normally do, because I'll be here. And so stay tuned. Next week, we'll have the full-on preview of Nashville with the bracket and all that kind of cool stuff. Also starts for us, Siteman Pure, a 2-week in a row tournament situation. Not a duel, but 2 weeks in a row. So Nashville, then the next week is the Windy City in Chicago. So we're on the road 2 weeks in a row. Good opportunity to get some points, get some games in. You know, hopefully make a little splash here in May and into the beginning of June. All right. Let's see here. Rolling along here on today's show. Now, by the way, there wasn't a ton of softball-related topics on the show to talk about today. I have a non-one I'm going to bring up here in a second, which I think you guys might find interesting. But I do want to note that I will have the timeline. I'm putting this in air quotes, hopefully. Next week, on the show, I'm hoping that I have the timeline for the Siteman Pure bat. I know bats are ordered. I know we're going to be ready to roll. And we're going to have some information about pre-sales and bonuses and cool stuff going on very, very soon. But I can tell you that the bats are ordered. That's the first thing that's very, very important. I have to order the bats. But I'm going to have a lot more information on that. And a reminder for folks that maybe weren't paying attention, that a percentage of proceeds from every single bat is going directly to Siteman Cancer Center. And we're going to be doing for the next quarter, the first 3 months that the bat's out, we're going to be doing it to the Patient Care Fund, which helps people with transportation that cannot get to their cancer treatments and appointments, which is, to me, very, very important. Cancer, let alone not be able to get there. So the first 3 months, we're going to do that. And then every 3 months after that, I'm going to have a different type of thing that we're going to support at the Siteman Cancer Center. For example, it might be breast cancer awareness. It might, breast cancer research. It might be something with Siteman Kids, right? So we're going to keep different things that we're going to support throughout the year. So keep an eye out for that. Going to be a blast here with the bat, and also get to support a great cause. There will be a 12-inch USSSA. There will be a 13-inch USSSA, and there will be a 13-inch ASA USA softball. what I was very important to me was I wanted an opportunity for people to like swing the same bat weighting from association to association. Like sometimes it can be annoying if you play USSSA and ASA, and your bat weights are different or the barrel's different or whatever it might be. The technology's different, but I always like the same feel. So that 13-inch barrel will be the same feel in terms of weighting and all that kind of stuff. Same graphics for ASA, for USSSA will be the same. So I think that's going to be a nice little feature that you don't see too often. And there'll be a lot of other cool things coming out as well. We'll have the specs. We'll talk about the end load. We'll talk about discounts. We'll talk about promo codes. We'll talk about giveaways. I can tell you right now, if you order a bat online, when we start the pre-sales, you'll get a very, very cool giveaway, which we'll talk about in the upcoming weeks here on the show. So a lot of fun there. Bat's going to be coming out soon. Soon I'll have some links as well so that you can sign up to hear about the bat first. If you want to get it first, you want to get a text message or an email. As soon as they're on sale, be the first people to get it. Boom. We're going to hook you up with a link here in a week or two. Maybe not, somewhere around there that you can start getting that together. And it's going to be very, very exciting, my friends. Let's see. There was a non-softball topic I was going to bring up, but I think I'm going to save that one for next week and a couple. Well, so pretty brief here show today because we have that off week. We're between tournaments, just kind of catching up with everybody here. I also want to thank Sam and her great photography that we just got back yesterday from Texas. She's got a lot of teams, so appreciate that. We were waiting, I'd give our patience on that about 4 out of 10. We're not the most patient people waiting for photos. That's the way it goes. But a big shout out to Sam, ZC Sports Photography. ZC Sports Photography. We like to support different photographers and different small businesses. That's a big thing that's very important to me, important to the guys. So, we use Misty, we use Sam. We're not cheating on anybody with different photographers. We like to kind of spread around, get some different looks, and also support businesses. So I appreciate her work, and I always appreciate Misty's work and all the photographers that are running around 24/7 at the fields trying to catch as many teams as signed up with them, etc. So I know it's a big thing, and everybody wants that perfect shot, right? That's the way it is. But we got some amazing stuff from them, Sam, and you can check that out actually on my Facebook, facebook.com/David Garland, and also at Siteman Softball Nation on Facebook as well. All right, folks, brief show, just hanging out, kind of a little check-in. Hope everyone's doing well. We'll get back at it next week with a very robust show talking about Nashville, a.k.a. Nash Vegas, as we get ready, a.k.a. Trashville for some people. It depends on how you want to look at it. Talk about it next week. See ya.